So right now we're not very far from the next generation of video game consoles. 9th gen is right on the horizon. A couple of months ago Microsoft announced their upcoming console, the Xbox Series X, and last week Sony finally revealed the PlayStation 5. And even though the Nintendo Switch is doing great, I mean, what is going to happen to Nintendo during 9th gen? And greetings YouTube gamers, welcome to another episode of Retro Raider. My name is Johnny Retro and welcome back to the channel. I'm gonna be honest guys, I've been wondering a lot during the last couple of days. I mean, what is going to happen to Nintendo in next gen? Now we can arguably say, and I will agree with that actually, that while Nintendo is on its corner, doing its own thing, the Switch is doing great, Nintendo has very strong IPs and also third-party support. The Nintendo Switch is kinda its own thing, it's not really competing with the PS4 and the Xbox One. And the Nintendo Switch games are great for what they are and they really don't need to look better than what they already look. And I'll agree with that. But again, a new generation is coming. And what defines a new generation? It's not the games, it's the hardware. And the current generation that we're on right now, the current generation of video game consoles, 8th gen, well, 8th gen started a couple of years ago, 7 years ago more or less. And this brand new hardware that Sony and Microsoft are going to bring us, well, it's going to be very powerful. And true, it is still very early, it hasn't started out yet. And the games that were shown so far for both upcoming consoles, well, they kind of look like current gen, but keep in mind guys, this is just the beginning. Again, it hasn't started yet. So with all of these amazing specs and HDR, 4K, I mean, believe me, there's going to be some amazing games coming up for these upcoming consoles. And it really doesn't look like Nintendo is going to release new hardware. And as a matter of fact, I don't think that it would make sense. It wouldn't make sense for Nintendo to jump into 9th gen with a brand new console aside from the Switch. And even though the Switch is doing great, it's still kinda new, even for 8th gen. And it's not that powerful. So these are my thoughts on the situation and what is going to happen next. I think that the strongest point on Nintendo, pretty much since the very beginning, or at least aside from the NES and the Super Nintendo, the strongest point of Nintendo has always been portable gaming. I mean, you really can't compete with Nintendo in portable gaming. I mean, the PSP did it great, but I mean, it's not the same thing, and I don't see Sony or Microsoft getting into the portable gaming run again with brand new hardware. And on the other side of the coin, I really don't think that Nintendo has been on the run for the home consoles when it comes to powerful hardware, pretty much since the GameCube. And let's just talk about the numbers for a bit. During the 6th generation of video game consoles, of course, that the most successful one was the PS2, with an astonishing sales of 155 million units, followed by the original Xbox that sold 24 million units. Then the GameCube came in third place with 21 million. And last but not least, the Sega Dreamcast that sold 9+ million units. Now, looking at these numbers, of course, that the GameCube was not a big hit. Not just because of the PS2, but the Xbox, the original one, was the new kid in town, and it outsold Nintendo. But let's move forward to the 7th gen. Now, in the 7th gen, Nintendo went through a completely different route with the Nintendo Wii. And the Wii was indeed a very successful console. It sold more than 100 million units, followed by the PS3 that sold 87+ million units. Last but not least, the Xbox 360 that sold 84+ million units. Now, I think that this was indeed a turning point for Nintendo, because even though the Nintendo Wii was a home console, I mean, the approach and the concept was completely different compared to Sony's and Microsoft. And I don't think that the success of the Wii was due to the hardware. It was not. It was because of the concept, because it was different, it was very unique. I mean, Nintendo was doing its own thing. But like I said, new hardware is what it pushes a new generation. And what happened next? Well, the Wii U happened. So far in current gen, the PS4 sold 110+ million units, followed by the Xbox One with 47 million units. And about the Wii U, well, it sold 3.5 million units only. Now, you can like the Wii U or not, but we can't deny that the Wii U was a commercial failure. Putting it into perspective, it sold less than the GameCube. But now I want to go back again and talk about a separate gaming market, the portable market. And at the time, during the amazing success of the Wii, the Nintendo DS was king in portable gaming. The DS sold more than 154 million units. Next gen of portable gaming, we got the 3DS. The 3DS family sold in total more than 75 million units. And in the middle of the 8th gen, while the 3DS was still kicking and the Wii U was failing, Nintendo gave us the Nintendo Switch. Because even though we can play it on the TV, the Nintendo Switch is a portable console. At least most gamers, most Nintendo Switch owners play it on the go. I never looked at the Nintendo Switch as a home console in which you can play on the go. I've always approached it as a portable console in which you can play on your setup, your TV setup. And I really think that the Nintendo Switch is an amazing system. I think that Nintendo did some really wise choices. And I think that they also learned from the mistakes of the Wii U, and the Nintendo Switch is what the Wii U should have been. And looking at the numbers again, the Nintendo Switch has only been on the market for 3 years, and it already sold more than 55 million units worldwide. So it's a hit. The Nintendo Switch is a commercial hit. But I'm going to repeat myself again, guys. New hardware is coming. And the Nintendo Switch is just not going to compete with this brand new hardware. Now, in portable mode, it's great to play the Switch on the go, but what you have is a screen with 720p. And on the dock, what you have is 180p. Next gen, well, we're talking about 4K HDR and also upscaling to 8K. Nintendo has amazing IPs indeed, and still caking. We have Mario, we have Zelda, we have Pokemon, we have Animal Crossing. I've always said that a library makes the system, and IPs are definitely the key for a strong library. And they're also the reason why you want to pick this system over another. But we can't put third-party aside. So with this brand new hardware coming, I mean, third-party developers are just not going to be able to make games for the Nintendo Switch. The Nintendo Switch is great for what it is, but I mean, a game like Kino, for example, an upcoming game, I don't think that you can put that game on the Nintendo Switch. Even a game like Stray. So again, what will happen? And this is something that is being under speculation for a while now, that Nintendo eventually is going to release a Switch Pro, and that without a doubt would be the next logical step. I think that a Switch Pro with a brand new tablet, a brand new 1080p Switch tablet, and a brand new docking station, of course, that can output 4K. But in that case, I wonder if third-party developers could actually develop games for this brand new portable system. I mean, I can see it running, in docking mode, but I mean, 4K gaming on a handheld, I don't see that happening. At least not without costing a tremendous amount of money. And I mean, portable gaming has always been cheaper than, home console gaming. But nevertheless, I think it's going to be interesting and kind of unique because, again, I look at the Switch as its own thing, as a standalone generation almost, if you will. And Nintendo really doesn't need to be on the console war. I mean, even in this current generation, 8th gen, there are still some amazing games going to be released for the Nintendo Switch. Let's not forget a brand new Paper Mario game next month, and we also have Breath of the Wild on the oven. It's not for now, but it's coming, and it's coming for the Nintendo Switch, of course. So to sum it up, yes, I think that Nintendo should keep doing its own thing, but brand new hardware is needed. So let me know about you guys, let me know down below what you think is the future of Nintendo for the next gen of gaming consoles. Do you think that Nintendo is going to release a Pro edition of the Switch? Or do you think that along the run Nintendo is going all out with a brand new hardware, a brand new console? So let me know down below. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, don't forget to put a like on this video, please subscribe to the channel and take care of yourselves, take care of the gaming community and game a lot.